I'm seeing, money is flowing out of the stock market and flowing into crypto. Real nice and quiet while they're both sitting there doing this. You know, like underneath the structure.
Damn.
It's flowing out of the stock market going into crypto.
Bitcoin is worthless artificial gold.
Within a decade, crypto and blockchain technology will be the 12th sector in the S&P.
Bitcoin doesn't have any value in and of itself. It's not backed up by anything.
Roughly a coin average price of 30,700. Spent about $4 million on
is
it.
that we are not buying this dip because it's not a dip.
Did you see what just happened? As the baby bulls were able to gobble the goo of the baby bears long enough to push Bitcoin to the resistance and squeak out a higher high, the baby bulls were quickly given a taste of their own magoo as the baby bears forced the price of Bitcoin back below 22,000. But once you see what I have to show you, it will literally change your mind, change your life, and potentially change your gender as well. I'm your host, Spilgert Magoo, and as Bitcoin was in fact able to break slightly above the high set not very long ago, as Bitcoin was able to breach the higher high set a few weeks ago and actually get to that breakout level, it was quickly rejected, in fact, in the same day, in the same daily candle. But what does it mean now for Bitcoin? And is this new piece of news actually much worse for Bitcoin than we once thought? And is there a potentially new, even bigger pattern forming on Bitcoin right now? Well, I think there is. So if you get a new channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on those ghost notifications, never misses absolutely time-sensitive alerts as well. If you're interested in any bonuses or deals, make sure to check out all of the links in the description below. As well, earning free ADA and Society for the next roughly about 5 months left to earn Society as well. And as well, if you're interested in any trading bonuses, many trading bonuses below. Basically, there are two things that everyone is doing right now. If you're involved in crypto, that is one, potentially accumulating, but two, trading. And actually, it's kind of inarguable. The people that have been trading, I mean, if you're not trading in this market at this point, what are you even doing looking at Bitcoin videos or looking at Bitcoin every day? If you truly believe I'm just going to wait 3 more years and just buy Bitcoin, why are you on social media every day, right? I mean, I don't really know. There's always comments like, I'll check back in 2 years. Okay, well then why do you comment on every video? You're obviously not checking in once every 2 years. You're checking in every day. And without any further ado, let's dump it. Unbelievable. Now, this pattern we've been talking about from the very beginning, and this is huge. So as Bitcoin, just a few days ago, I haven't made a video in a few days, but as you can see here, it did actually breach very significantly above this level. But you can see if we zoom in, it was quickly rejected. In fact, basically went back to exactly where it started that daily candle on July 8th and has been rejected ever since. We went all the way up to 22.5. This was the breakout kind of zone right here. This is where the confirmation begins. But yeah, we were unable to even get a daily close. So obviously that was very short-lived. Obviously it got rejected. And yeah, ever since then we've been, you know, well, we're kind of right now in the no-no zone, the no-man zone. And there's actually a big reason for this. And before we continue with the charts, let's take a look here. So there are a lot of reasons why crypto has been falling, especially like the meltdowns of Terra, Celsius, Voyager, and even more, just bringing the space lower and lower. But again, the biggest reason is just basically the stock market continuing to go down. But this is big here is that news in the week ahead could provide more clarity on inflation, as we will see the CPI data be released in about 2 days. The expectation that inflation will push to a new 40-year high of 8.8% is gigantic, and the markets may be ready or seeming to brace for this. If we get shocking numbers here, this will be big. Conversely, if we get the opposite of shocking numbers, maybe we could see a pump in the market. But Bitcoin's upside will be limited until Wednesday, and its outlook for the latter half of the week will also depend on the results of the CPI. But here, something also, before I want to jump into the charts in just a few seconds here, but the Puell multiple has reached a territory consistent with market bottoms in the past, below 0.5, and even touching 0.4. And so basically what this means is that these have always historically been bottom levels, as you can see by this chart right here. And will it be again? Well, it would make sense to reason that, but it's still up in the air. We cannot say for sure until it actually happens. But China's mining ban in June 2021 perhaps distorted this indicator even, but it still ended up being the market bottom. And it happened back in March of 2020, May of 2020, November 2018, January 2019, November 2014, April 2015, and also the end of 2011. And so it has a pretty good track record of predicting these bottoms, and it's saying again that here we are. But there's some things we have to keep an eye on this week. So Bitcoin futures here. It's set to close on a bullish engulfing bar above the Moonraker and weekly VWAP. Momentum is turning up as well. If stocks continue to turn up and have a summer rally, Bitcoin will likely follow. So that's one good piece of news. But as well, based on the DXY, we've seen it completely go up to the upside. And it's about as extreme as it gets historically. And it coincides with a major financial stress in markets, a recession, or both. And that is the DXY continuing to rally, which we're going to be talking about in a second as well. But you can see that here, the highest it's been in multiple decades. So always keeping an eye on that. Bitcoin capitulation of price when the weekly MACD is below the zero line has always marked the bottom. And we're seeing that here as well. There are a million reasons why this looks like a bottom, but a bottom doesn't form in a single day. It takes time. And basically, if I would have to give my opinion on where exactly we are right now, well, one, I think we're in optimal or almost premium, like the very best, almost, if not the best, I believe we are. But again, we could always have a quick dip even to these crazy levels for even just a week, where a lot of people wouldn't be able to buy at those levels anyway, because it could be a very short move, very quick move, just like usually bottoms are cemented with, really quick moves. But either we're at like the best accumulation periods or one of the best trading opportunities as well. And so that's why I think it's silly to turn your head away from crypto, which so many people have, is because, again, yes, it's very boring right now. I took a few days off. Nothing really happened, to be honest. Like I said, we moved a little above and made a new higher high on the shorter time frames, but now we're just trading where we were like a week ago. So nothing really happened, but again, that's what the market will do to you. And when you do decide to take that time off, you can never calculate exactly when it'll happen, but usually it's when the most amount of people are taking time off and not watching the markets, everyone gets bored. I am still in positions for trading. I've been trading a lot over the past few months. As I've been saying for the last few videos, like trading is it is the most exciting thing that I've been doing with crypto for months and months now. When you're in a bull market, you don't really have to do that much to have fun and make a lot of money, as long as you were investing back in like the previous bear market, which again, kind of the point of this, what I'm saying right now too. But over the past few months, by far the most fun I've been having is with trading. And I've been making profits. Obviously, sometimes you lose trades, sometimes you win. You're never 100%. But, if I'm going to be looking at these charts, it's very hard to do anything if you're not trading. Like, I don't really know. It's just incredibly boring. But if we take a look, again, looking at these charts here. So again, we talked about this when we got this cross back at the end of June. And now we saw the cross just recently, actually, within the last day or two on the 3-day chart of the MACD switching momentum going to the upside. You can see that here. Very similar to like we saw in the past. And actually, setting the lowest on the MACD that we've seen on this 3-day chart in history, basically. But after this rejection here of setting this higher high here on July 8th, where the previous higher high was about June 26th, so about a 2-week gap in between, 12-day gap in between, 12-day, 2-week gap in between those two highs. Again, I do think that at least for the next 2 days, we might have to have a little pause as we see if the inflation data comes back, well, depending on where it comes back. Are we going to go above 8.8% or something like that? Or are we seeing inflation get curbed and maybe slow down? It really is anyone's guess right now, but I mean, realistically, inflation numbers are probably way higher than 8%, right? I think a lot of people would agree with that. But, are the official numbers they're going to be putting out going to be higher than that? But as well, with Bitcoin having a little downturn today, we saw the stock market do the same, or should I say the opposite? With the stock market going down, Bitcoin followed. And the DXY, again, on this is the weekly chart. If we go to the 1 day, another little pump today. So it just continues to rise here. The highest it's been, and again, we've been saying this for a while because it just keeps breaking these. The highest it's been since 2002 as it was falling below these levels. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on those ghost notifications, never miss these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. As well, if you're interested in trading, make sure to take advantage of the over $16,000 in bonuses below for the 3 exchanges listed below. Absolutely, I've only had good experiences with all of them. You've seen so many things, like we just talked about this article of Voyager and different lenders and different apps getting dumped on. Well, that does not happen, or has not happened to the exchanges in the description below. And at first, I've said this before, but at first I was actually kind of hesitant of some of them, and I think they did have a bad reputation. But as time has gone on, I believe they've only shown that they're actually more reputable than anything else in the space, in my opinion. I mean, so far they like don't have so many of the issues that even exchanges like Coinbase has. So I think that really is just important because, again, I think some exchanges get some negativity for really no reason, when there is a million reasons why so many other exchanges should have negativity. And, halt withdrawals all the time, right? Actually messing with their customers, actually screwing over their customers, which these exchanges do not. Without any further ado, that's for me.